This is Wilbur, and we're playing Mechabellum.
Hey, this is Wilbur. This is one of the best games of Mechabellum I ever played. It was up against Beware the Fog on Fire Badger Specialist, while I had Rhino Specialist with the Sledge Crawler start, and Fog has the Ball Fang start. So this game features a level 9 Hound, which I think is something pretty cool to see. I have played a little bit since the new patch came out, and the Hound has kind of been a mixed bag for me. I think this game I finally had some pretty good use out of it. Going into this matchup a little bit, I think the Sledgehammer is one of the better starts into the Steel Ball. I think Steel Ball starts are really, really good right now. I think if you see a Steel Ball start, you should pick it. It's just that strong. I grabbed 2 Marksmen here to help break through these Steel Balls. But I think on this first round, you're going to see that even with the setup I had, it's not enough to stop these Steel Balls. So here we have these Arc Lights pounding away at our Crawlers. We get down some of these Steel Balls, but not all of them. And they start to make their way towards the tower here. There's still a few Fangs on the board for our opponent. Maybe we actually do win this round. Yeah, the Marksmen are doing quite a number on the Steel Balls, and we have enough Sledgehammers, I think, even with this tower falling, they're going to be able to clean this up. Down goes the last Arc Light, and onto that last Steel Ball. But I've notoriously been losing the Steel Ball starts in this patch. They've just been very hard to stop on the asymmetric plays. So into round 2 here, we have a bunch of pretty good cards. EMP is decent, and Heavy Armor is pretty good for Steel Balls. So I don't really like Heavy Armor for Sledges that much, so I think I end up taking the EMP Impact here to help slow down the ball advance, because this does decrease their speed by 40% for 25 seconds. So these Steel Balls are going to be moving at a snail's pace after this EMP. So I'll speed this up to like 1.5. This game goes quite a few rounds. I believe it's a 12-round game. So Wilbur in the late game is always a bit of a struggle. One of the nice things in this patch is you can get unlocks. Pretty much almost all of the 200 cost units except Rhinos and the Hacker are free to unlock. So thinking that my opponent is going to do this corner play with the Fire Badger, this is a very common play with Fire Badger Specialist, I unlock the Steel Ball and deploy a Steel Ball on that bottom right corner to destroy these Fire Badgers, and it works out pretty well for me here. I wish I would have slid them down a little bit so these locks happen kind of all at the same time, but instead they're going to take a little bit longer to get to those, destroy those Fire Badgers entirely, because we had to go one by one down the Fire Badgers. And we see here with the additional Crawlers that were added this round, I don't have any chance of stopping these Steel Balls. Tower goes down really fast. Most of the Steel Balls are still alive, and almost all of my opponent's chaff is still pretty healthy. We have a huge pack of Fangs and 2 Crawler packs that are still up. So these Steel Balls zooming through, getting a tower right away. These Sledgehammers don't stand a chance against what's left on this board. So even with that nice stop on that corner play, I get absolutely rolled this round. So here I believe I take the Hounds. The triple deployment is pretty tempting this early. Lots of deployments are quite strong. This level 3 Phoenix is an absolute monster early game as well, and a level 2 Scorpion is nothing to scoff at. I think the Raiden is a level 1 is a fairly weak unit, but in mass, Raidens can be still a way to win Mechabellum. So Beware the Fog grabs the Scorpion, throwing it down on the front line. I grab 2 sets of Fangs to add to my Hounds. I also range the Hounds right away this round. I think range on the Hounds is a pretty good tech. It lets them be more of a DPS unit instead of just a chaff unit. I also add a, this was added last round, this Crawler flank, so Fog respecting it with the Arc Light deployment this round. Upgrading that left side tower to 2. So I'm really trying to stop this advance on the right. I think Hounds are decent into the steel ball. There are multiple unit packs, so you can see how much damage they do to those level 1 steel balls there, helping destroy them pretty quick. But this Scorpion is going to stand tall and do quite a bit of damage to our board, getting that last shot off and killing like 3 or 4 Hounds. 2 level 2 steel balls left, but we do lose our tower to this Arclight flank that came down from Fog on the previous round, so we do end up losing this round 3, but with a much better performance than round 2. So this round we get Deployment Mod, Sub Marksman, and Sub Arclight Mass Produce Wasp. I skip. None of this is like saying pick me, this game. I think I have enough Marksman. I don't really want to go into Arclight since I already have the ranged Hounds as my kind of primary chaff clear. I do get my Rhino this round. I add Whirlwind to it and come down on the corner over here, and then I also add the level 2 Whirlwind Rhino up top here to distract a bunch of chaff units and kill this Arclight. I also oil this round to slow down the advance of the steel balls. And Fog, taking the deployment module, is looking for a little cheese play onto our left tower with that deployment mod. My steel balls have leveled now, thanks to these Fire Badgers that they've been feeding off of. We also have levels added to these Hounds, because I'm trying to play a little bit more of a Hound carry, Hound DPS style this game. Our steel balls will get stuck on the crawlers just in time to save that tower. So this round is probably going to go to us. After starting off fairly rocky, I mean, it feels like every game, like you're kind of starting off on the back foot against steel balls. So you take quite a bit of damage, and then you kind of get to this point where maybe you can turn the game around before you die. I think the formula of this game is like almost no different. So I take the Wasp Swarm this round, looking for a little bit of cheese again. I add it also to this back right area. Fog bringing those steel balls over here with the deployment mod to destroy this Rhino. I also, once again, get the use of my electromagnetic impact to slow down this pack of steel balls and these Scorpions. And Fog grabbing 2 level 2 Mustangs with the elite recruit this round to take care of that Wasp Swarm if it is deployed. For me, I grab a couple of Phoenixes here, put them on the right hand side where this strong side is, and I had 2 missiles to help destroy these Wasp Swarm, the possibility of the Wasp Swarm. Now we have a level 4 Hound, so continuing to level the Hounds every round. They seem to be getting levels. So our Rhino does destroy that first set of steel balls, but when the second set of steel balls comes with the Mustang backup, the Rhino does go down. It looks like we might have enough once again to win this round. There is quite a few Mustangs left on board, but the front line is starting to fall, and we do have this left side breaking through. So we have our level 4 Hound, still a little bit outranged by these Mustangs with the range enhancement upgrade. But this Rhino should be able to clean everything up with the backup of these Fanged Crawlers and this 1 Marksman. Yeah, here comes Mr. Rhino into the oil. It's going to slow him down a little bit, but these Mustangs will not stand a chance. So just a trickle of damage onto Beware of the Fog. We have not really started to chip away at that HP pool. So this round we have another reinforcement round. I grab the Phantom Ray. Looking for an answer for these Mustangs this round. I add armor enhancement, but unfortunately the Farseer level 3 is very good at cleaning up Phantom Rays. So on the right side, the far right side, this Phantom Ray is going to fare pretty well here, but this left side Phantom Ray is going to get eaten up by this Farseer. So I add a Vulcan looking to war crime these Mustangs, but this is going to end up kind of being a bit of a fail, if I remember right. Finally selling out of that level 2 Rhino, looking to invest more into my board and not the flank. We did get another level on our Hound, but I don't know if we level him this round. Grab a crawler. Yeah, so we don't click the upgrade onto our Hound, even though he's ready for 4. So we get 1 shot of oil, and then the Scorpion takes down our Vulcan, so we're not getting damage onto those high-level Mustangs that we really need. So the Mustang versus Hound matchup, I think, is an interesting one. The Hounds seem to, once they get in range of the Mustangs, are able to take them down. But if the Hounds are outranged, they're going to lose to those Mustangs. The Hounds also do have armor tech, so this might be something I'll think about doing in the future if I'm going to play like a carry Hound style, is dropping one of these techs for armor. So I think with the armor tech, the Hounds should win the Mustang versus Hound matchup. So interesting little insight this game kind of brought me to be like, okay, if you have Mustangs versus Hounds at the end of the fight, you definitely want armor on your Hounds. So Fog taking the advanced shield. It increases the shield HP by 40%, and I can't remember what shields have off the top of my head. I think it might be 40,000 HP. So that'll push the shields up to 57,000 HP. Now I grab and add the second tech to the Hound. We get the Incendiary Bomb, and we have the level 5 Hound now. I'm looking for a way to get to those Mustangs, so if my Hounds do survive long enough, they will be able to throw down the Incendiary Bomb onto those Mustangs, burning them up in that 1v1 matchup. So Beware the Fog is starting to missile the crawler flanks that I have to prevent his units from being distracted. I added Stormcallers this round to break through any shields. Stormcallers are just really good into, I think, almost any comp. You could probably throw down some Stormcallers. Since my opponent did grab the range on the Mustangs already too, the anti-missile, if it was available, would have costed him more. So Stormcaller is definitely paying off this round with the Incendiary Bomb from the Hounds as well. So we get a lot of interesting cards. I think Mole Beacon's always good. I get the EMP Impact again. Now I can double dip on them at the same time, so if shields do come up. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this play. This is a pretty, I think, a clever play by me this round. So noticing that I had another opportunity to get the EMP Impact, and it does 35,000 damage. If I double up on this, that's 70,000 damage to shields. Shield will fall to this double EMP, so I overlap them just a little bit because, I mean, if I'm going to bubble exactly like this. So both of these EMPs are going to hit both bubbles that show up here. And then the EMP is faster than oil, so if you double EMP and break a shield, the oil will come down and hit. So with our fire on our Hounds, we'll actually get this oil to ignite this round. So this was a pretty, I think, big play by me. It did, I believe, end up working. I also just grabbed more Hounds here, noticing that there's Mustangs now on this left side. There's more pressure coming over to this weak side tower. So I want to shift over a little bit more power over here. Maybe help this Rhino get through these Fangs a little bit faster and get up to start defending. Lots of money starting to come down. Fog has added the charge shot to his arc lights, hoping to kill these Hounds faster. And Mustangs continue to be leveled. Our Hound is level 6 now with 2 level 4s on each side of him. And then that flank has been sold out of, but a crawler has been added for distraction. So lots of chaff on both boards this game. So we'll watch this play out. There goes the shields. There hits the oil. Ignite it almost instantly because of the Hound fire. And we obliterate one set of Mustangs from that play. Another Farseer has been added to the side to help destroy these level 3 now Phantom Rays. So this round was a pretty decisive one. Taking down those units with the fire really gave me the edge. So some decent damage finally coming down onto Fog. In level 9 we get a very high level unit drop. Fog grabbing the Tarantulas. I was, I think, debating between perhaps using Sandstorm on the Sandworms or grabbing this big Typhoon, but I ended up taking the Tarantula as well, moving some defenses over to the front side here. Wasp Swarm coming back up for both players. So here are the front line Tarantulas. I do add the armor enhancement to help with more armor units against these Mustangs. I deploy the Wasp Swarm in my backline just in case Fog is going to try the old backline Wasp Swarm, using the Crawler to distract by moving it away, common play. So we see a little bit more of an aggressive style on these Tarantulas coming over here. Our Hound is up to level 7. I'm starting to add bubbles every round to protect my units. Some melting point, multi-range melters coming down, or multi-beam melters down to help get rid of these Phantom Rays right away so that the Mustangs can DPS better. Pretty good play by Fog here. So we see our Rhino kind of arriving just in time to stop that left-sided push with the Tarantula. But with those melters coming down, our right side is now falling. There's just too much damage over here after those Phantom Rays stop being able to tank. They start to lose, our right side starts to lose to those high-level Mustangs and this high-level Farseer. So there's a couple Hounds left to clean up this round for Fog. So another little trickle of damage coming down to me. So I think the theme of this game, one of the reasons why it went so long, was every time somebody won a round, there was just a small amount of damage. So Fog grabbing the Elite Crawler card puts down the big Crawlers. Seeing some of these exposed medium-sized units over here made me think that hackers were going to be a great play. So I grabbed 2 level 2 hackers. I'm going to be a 3rd hacker coming down here in a moment. These melting points are also up in front, so if I can get the hack onto these melters, it would be awesome. Fog adding the drill to his crawlers because he's investing into these high-level crawlers. I double-tech my hackers right away with range and shields, adding another bubble here and there. Our Hound is still level 7, and we have these level 4 and level 5 boys as well. So I think, yeah, that's his missile. Another missile coming down from me in the middle here to help destroy some of these units in the center. So we see these hackers are going to struggle to get through these high-level crawlers. Eventually they do get cleaned up and we latch onto the Tarantulas here. But the right side is once again struggling. Our hacker hasn't been able to lock onto any expensive units. But we have our hackers on the left starting to grab some units. This high-level Farseer is going to go over to us eventually here once the debuff goes away. So hackers are kind of paying off on the left, but the right is starting to be just too weak to these melting points. You aren't going to probably have quite enough with this hacker to take care of that melting point. So once again, losing a round. Round 11, we get the nuke. Oh boy, here it comes. I grab it right away. I think this was a misstep from Beware the Fog. He opted not to take the nuke. But we do have one more round, so the nuke is not the end of this game. So I once again do the double EMP electromagnetic impact to destroy any shield that would be here, and then this nuke is going to get home. Guaranteed, essentially. So upgrading the hackers, I get 2 more. I think, okay, if a nuke's coming down, maybe the hacker shields are enough to stop the nukes, so I'll just spread out a bunch of hackers across my board. EMP impact coming down on this side onto the Hounds. I don't know what else I do this round. I'll have to just kind of pay attention here. Yeah, all the Hounds get upgraded this round, so here comes our level 8 boy. Good boy. And our melters are now upgraded with the range and our level 2. The Mustangs on my opponent's board continue to be upgraded. The Farseer is level 4. So no new flanks. We have a wall of hackers now. Here comes that nuke. Taking down the 2 melting points and a bunch of Mustangs. But, I mean, there still really isn't that much left on this right side. This huge farce here is just pounding away. So we do a decent chunk of damage here, but the nuke does not get us the win, which was I was pretty disheartened by that. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna win this game anymore. And without, I mean, I lost 350 resources for just a hair damage. So here we see some a Raiden, some Typhoons, and a Fortress. I believe I picked the gigantic Sabertooth after looking at my opponent's board. I thought I could snipe this Melter almost instantly with the huge saber, with a little bit of cheese playing there. Fog grabs the Raiden over here to help get through these bubbles. I think this was a pretty good play. He adds chain and range right away to these Raidens. High-level Raidens, and they're quite strong. So this is the play here. We're going for a missile onto this Fang Pack with the double shot to pop this melting point right away. One more Raiden coming down on the right. Shields are getting thrown down everywhere. Probably the last round. I do add oil again up front, but I know we're not going to get through this time because we don't have that double EMP to pop the shield, but we're going to look to grab that front line. A couple more hackers coming down for me. I'm like, hackers are the way. I add multi-hack this round to try to grab more of these high-level crawlers, and just generally, multi-hack is probably the best third tech you can grab for the hacker. So watch this play out. Right side doing pretty well. Lots of hackers now. We got that big melter. Dogs are shooting everywhere. Our level 9 dog is mixed in here. There he is. Racking up the damage here. We clear out that right side pretty efficiently, but we still have this huge farce here to get through. Our Hounds are taking damage from the fire. There was another barrage of fire down here. All of a sudden our tower falls and our units are just walking across this fire dying. We almost hacked 2 Tarantulas, but they go down. We have nothing left to kill these Raidens. So we have 2 Raidens plus these 2 Tarantulas left, and that's enough to lose this game on round 12. So the fire actually coming in and killing too many units here, where we probably would have won if they hadn't. And the chain, I think, took care of our Phoenixes there at the end as well. So we had the units, but the fire doing too much work against us there. And maybe if we grabbed these 2 Tarantulas, we would have saw around 13. It was really close. Like if we go and replay that round 12 towards the end, maybe just quick watch it one more time here in the replay tool. Go back to round 12. We can hide this and speed it up. And quick deployment here. Watch everything unfold. There's a lot that happened this round, so it's kind of fun to watch it all over again. I think one of the other issues, I never really had an answer to air units on my board this game. Fog had been, up until that last round, hadn't deployed a single air unit. So the amount of unlocks is also ridiculous. Like, with the free unlocks now, you can get something for free every round. So let's watch this play right away. Missile hits, the double shot pops that melting point right away. So we'll just watch our poor Hounds walk over themselves here. We're going to find that level 9 one somewhere. Yeah, this is where the tower hit right at the right moment, and then all of our Hounds go down. And then we had our frontline Phoenixes too. Yeah, and they instantly die to the range on those Raidens, and then we almost get these 2 Tarantulas, which would have saved us a little bit of time too. But yeah, it was a rough one to lose, man. Games like this where both players are playing very well, it's just hard for one person to lose. Like, you wish both players could win in these long games where there isn't a whole lot of obvious mistakes. I think for me, the one bad play I had was the Vulcan. I tried to do the War Crime Vulcan in the front here to deal with these Mustangs, and that just did not hit. And then Vulcan died, so it was a waste of an unlock, waste of a bunch of money. You know, 200 for the Vulcan, 400 for the deployment, and then I had to buy that the tech as well. I mean, maybe what I could have tried if I was paying attention is added a Vulcan back up here, and maybe with like a crawler in front so that it doesn't die right away. And then we could have tried to do some more war crimes on the top left here. But this high level Mustang might have been able to just rip through that Vulcan before it even deployed, and then the next round it'd have been an even bigger fail. So I think this was just a well played game on both sides. Maybe the hackers were a bit of a misstep too, but I think they did fine. It's just that air deployment and then the bad tower timing right when I was standing on my own fire really sealed the deal there for Fog. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you've been having a blast playing on the new patch. Yeah, so the Hound in that last round did 108,000 damage. So carry Hounds, man, are an option. I think if you want to try something. I was pretty impressed by the Hound this game. So maybe not the best substitute for Mustangs since they don't shoot up, but certainly a unit that's worth, I believe, worth teching in. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.
This video is done, but you don't have to be. Click one of these Mechabellum videos to keep watching. We got more crawlers.